We do begin tonight with what forecasters are now warning will be a potentially catastrophic, crippling winter storm about to hit multiple states across the south, the east, and right up into the northeast. The massive system expected to stretch 2,000 miles, tens of millions of Americans already under alert for heavy snow, ice, freezing rain, and brutal cold. This will move through Oklahoma, Texas, across the south, right into the Carolinas before reaching right up into the northeast. There are watches already up tonight. They are talking of more than a foot of snow and ice in some places that rarely see this. It comes amid heavy snow already. Drivers near Buffalo, New York, wind chills in the teens and 20s from Minneapolis to New York to Maine. And tonight, with this new and massive storm set to hit, major airlines already, including Delta and United, issuing travel waivers for passengers ahead of the storm. There's real concern that with this ice, there could be significant power outages with these brutal temperatures moving in. Lee Goldberg has the forecast. He'll take us through this day by day. And ABC's Stephanie Ramos leading us off with the warnings from authorities already tonight.
Tonight, the National Weather Service warning millions to prepare for what could be the most crippling storm in years. The system, fueled by Gulf moisture from the south and supercharged by some of the coldest air of the season, will stretch some 2,000 miles. It will bring feet of snow and ice to millions. Airlines already waiving rebooking fees, anticipating chaos at the airports. Dallas bracing for days of bitter cold.
We're talking freezing temperatures for at least 60 to 65 hours consecutively. That means the weekend will be freezing.
This massive system coming on the heels of a fast-moving clipper that brought snow squalls to western Pennsylvania. Travel treacherous. Vehicles flipping on their sides. West of Boston, a 4-alarm house fire in Oakham claiming one man's life. Firefighters battling single-digit temperatures, freezing hoses, and icy conditions. Overnight, major lake-effect snow south of Buffalo. Some 60 vehicles involved in a series of crashes on Interstate 90, the scene stretching 6 miles. And new dash camera video from that 100-plus vehicle pileup in Zeeland, Michigan, showing there was no escape. The driver moving toward the median, trying to get out of the way. But the chain reaction crashes were all around him. David, the storm is headed all the way here to the northeast. And tonight, the National Weather Service is warning everyone, especially all across the south, to prepare for power outages and to take this very seriously. David.
Yeah, they're about to see conditions they are not used to. Stephanie Ramos leading us off. Thank you. Let's get right to WABC Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg, who's going to carefully take us through this tonight. This is massively.
It is a far-reaching storm, David, and can bring a large part of our country to a halt over the weekend. Now, we're already seeing those winter storm watches from New Mexico all the way to North Carolina, and that's from a window from later Friday into the day on Saturday when the brunt is going to be felt. We're going to start to see the big snows and ices start to develop Friday afternoon. Amarillo and the snow, and you can see Lubbock over to Shreveport and the ice that goes from the mid-south into the mid-Atlantic as we go into Saturday. Now, look at this area of icing. It's extensive. And you see this area of purple with a half-inch of ice secretion. You could talk about widespread power outages and major damage, and the problem is it's amplified by the deep freeze, so it'll be a very slow and difficult recovery. Then this storm moves to the East Coast and redevelops, and we're analyzing it on multiple computer models. Figure our American model has a big swath of snow, the heavy snow in the I-95 corridor, while the European model says, no, we're going to mix a little bit along the coast and maybe some lower totals. But either way, you're talking about significant totals, a high probability of 6 inches or more from the southern plains all the way into the I-95 corridor. We'll keep through it every step of the way. We'll tell you what the forecast is doing. David?
It really depends on where that line ends up. Lee Goldberg with us here tonight. Lee, thank you.